So after discussing standard integrals, let's move on to solving some examples. So let's take the first example. So the first example says that we should find the integral of 5x squared dx. And this is simple one. I think this is the first standard integral that we discussed, which was the power rule. And therefore, it's easy to apply the power rule and do it. We are going to get 5x squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1. And then you are going to get 5x power 3 over 3 plus c. So please don't forget to add your c. So let's move to the second question. The second question says that you should find the integral of 4 plus 3 over 7x minus 6x squared, or dx. And with this one, it's also easy like the first one. So you do find the integral of each term, and then you add your constant, your arbitrary constant, which is the c. And therefore, the integral of 4 is 4t, 4x. Now we are dealing with x here, plus the integral of 7 over 3 over 7x. This same too, you are going to do it like 3 over 7, and then you are going to get x 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. This is the power rule. Minus 6x 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. So at the end, you are going to get 4x plus 2 on 7 x power 2 all over 2 minus 6x power 3 over 3. So in simplification, you can get something like 4x plus then 2 over 40. So that means 2 cancel 2. Right. This is a 3. So yeah, I made a mistake here. So this is 3. So that means it can't cancel it. So here's 2. So now we are going to get 3 over 14 x power 2 minus 2x power 3, and then don't forget plus c. Don't forget you have plus c. So this is the second question. So the third question, if I can clean this and then I can use here. Let me clean this and then yeah. So let's move to the third question. The third question, we have been asked to find the integral of 2x power 3 minus 3x over 4x. And what we need to do is that you need to simplify it before you proceed. And therefore, in simplification, you can do 2x power 3 over 4x minus 3x over 4x. And in all, this x, one will cancel one of this x here. This will give us 2 here. So we are going to get x squared over 2 minus this x will cancel this with 3 over 4. And therefore, finding the integral of this, we are going to get x squared plus 1 over 2 is there already, so 2 plus 1 minus integration of a constant, and then you attach the x to it, and then at the end we are going to get x power 3 over 2 plus 1 3, and then 3 times 2 is what, 6 minus 3 over 4x plus c. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. So that's our final answer. So let's move to the II. The II, we have 1 minus t all squared. And if they give you a question like this, it's more or less similar to that of the one that you did in differentiation. But as I said, when you are given differentiation and you integrate or you differentiate whatever is inside the bracket, you multiply. But in integration, we don't do that, we divide. In integration, we divide. And what you can do is, there are two ways. Whether you are going to simplify it like 1 minus t multiplied by 1 minus t, or you use the shortcuts. I don't want to just go straight away to use the shortcuts. I want to simplify here. Later on, when we get to integration techniques, and after you are done with everything, I'll use the shortcut, of which you'll be able to just use some seconds to integrate this and then go away without passing through all this expansion. So for this expansion, you are going to get 1 minus 2t plus t squared, or the t, and then when you find the integral of it, you are going to get t minus, and then as I said, you go step by step. So 2t 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 plus t 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus c, and therefore let's come here. Therefore, in the final run, what you are going to get is t minus t squared, because here becomes 2, so the 2 here will cancel this 2 here. So it will be t squared plus 1 over 3 t power 3, and then plus c. So that will be your final answer for this question. So let's move to question 4. Question 4. We have the integral of 3 square root of x. The integral of 3 square root of x. This is also as simple as that. So here you need to apply your indices as well. So it's the same as the integral of 3 x power 1 over 2. And as I said, when we are doing this, something like this, as we discussed earlier on, you bring the constant out to be integral of x power 1 over 2. And this one, you can just go straight away, say x power 1 over 2 plus 1 over 1 over 2 plus 1. Right. And then at the end of the day, you are going to get your acute answer, which is going to be 3x power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2, which is equal to 2x power 3 over 2. And then don't forget your plus c. And if you want to further simplify it, you know that you have 2x here, and then we can also have 1 over 2 here, and then multiply by 3, and the same thing. So in all here, we are going to get 2, since x power 1 over 2 is the same as square root of x, so you can either replace it and then you add the power as well, which is 3, and then you don't forget to bring your c. That's also crucial. The next question that we have to tackle here, the next question that we want to tackle here is -5. That's the integral of -5 over 9, and then the 4th root of t power 3. The fourth root of t power 3, take note, is -5. That's the integral of -5 over 9. And then this is a fourth root of t power 3. And then dt. So getting some question in this state, what you need to do is to do some simplifications, right? So we need to do some simplification. So in doing the simplification, what you can do is apply your indices here, and then you are going to get -5 over 9. And then here is the fourth root, and then the fourth root is 1 over 4. So what you can do here is t power 1 over 4, and then multiply by 3 because the exponent is also power 3, right? And at the end of the day, you are going to get integral of -5 over 9 t power 3 over 4. And don't forget you are the t. So since it has been simplified right now, you can bring the constant out, and then you proceed in solving equation. Now you have 1 over t power 3 over 4 dt. You can also further simplify it by bringing it up, and then you are going to get -5 over 9, then integral of t power -3 on 2. Because I brought it up, the t power 3 over on 4, because I brought it up, it becomes negative, and then dt. So finally you can do your integration, which is -5 over 9, and then your integration will be t power -3 on 4. Don't forget that this is 4 on 4 plus 1 over -3 on 4 plus 1. And when you get this, you are going to get something like -5 on 9, and then t power 1 over 4 over 1 over 4 plus c. And then finally you can get your answer to be -20 over 9, and then you are going to get t power 1 over 4 and then plus c, of which t power 1 over 4 is the same as square root of the fourth root of t, and therefore we can replace it that way, which is -20 over 9, the fourth root, right, the fourth root of t, and then plus c. So this is your final answer. So basically, let's move to the 5. The 5 asks us to find the integral of 1 plus theta all square over square root of theta. So the same thing, apply your algebra skills here by simplifying it. So in this way, we are going to get simplify the top ones, which is the 1 plus theta all squared. When you simplify it, you are supposed to get 1 plus 2 theta plus theta squared, right? So you replace it over there, which is the integral of 1 plus 2 theta plus theta squared all over, and you know square root of theta is the same as theta 1 over 2. And then further simplify it. When you further simplify it, what we are going to get is 1 over theta 1 over 2 plus 2 theta 1 over 2 plus theta squared over theta 1 over 2. And then don't forget there's the integral of it. So all the theta. So here you can just simplify it this way. Theta, integral of theta -1 on 2. I just brought this one up here. So negative 1 on 2 becomes negative, plus, you know your indices. To divide a base with the same base, we subtract the exponent. So we have your 2 theta, and I have 1 here, so it's 1 minus 1 over 2. Because when I bring this one up here, it becomes negative. Plus, we are trying to simplify everything before we do the integration to make things simple for us. So theta 2 minus 1 over 2, I send this one up as well, the theta, and then at the end I have theta negative 1 over 2 plus the 2, and then theta 1 minus 1 over 2 give us theta 1 over 2, and then plus theta, which is 1.5, right, plus theta 1, which is actually 3 over 2. Yeah, 3 over 2 the theta. So 3 over 2 the theta, and now I think you are set to integrate it. So if you get it in this way, you just go ahead by doing theta negative 1 over 2 plus 1 plus 2 theta 1 over 2 plus 1. Don't forget to bring your 1 over 2 plus 1 here to be 1 over 2 plus 1. Here is negative positive, plus theta 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3 over 2 plus 1. So when you get this way, the rest will be algebra, and then you will get your final answer to be 2 theta 1 over 2 plus 4 over 3 theta 3 over 2 plus 2 over 5 theta 5 over 2, and then plus C. You can also decide to simplify it depending on which of them you are comfortable. You can decide to leave it here, and you can decide to also simplify it by using your algebra knowledge skill, which is 4 over 3 square root of theta cubed plus 2 over 5 square root of theta 5 plus C. This is a further simplification, but basically you don't need it. You can leave it here if the lecturer or the teacher requires you to. So that is the differential, the question 1 plus theta all squared over square root of theta. Yes. So let's move to the next question. And the next question, we have 4 cos 3x dx, 4 cos 3x dx, and we have the other one 5 sine 2 theta d theta. So doing the integral of 4 cos 3x dx is mostly a trigonometric functions, and then for trigonometric functions, when you are doing the integration, this is what we do: differentiate whatever is inside the bracket and you divide, because the integration, you divide and then you integrate the cos function, the trig function as well. So this one we are going to get 4 and then multiply by 1 over, when I differentiate 3x, I'm going to get 3, and then when I integrate cos, I'm going to get sine. When I integrate cos, I'm going to get sine. Therefore, I'm going to get sine 3x. Don't forget plus your c, and therefore we are going to get 4 over 3 sine 3x plus c. So the next one is the II, which is 5 sine 2 theta. So as I said, differentiate whatever is in the brackets and then you divide. So now we are going to get 5 over 2, because when you differentiate 2 theta or 5 sine 2 theta with respect to theta, which is the theta here, we are going to get 2, and the 2 you divide, and then when you integrate sign, you're going to get negative cos. So multiply by negative cos 2 theta, and then plus c. So therefore we are going to get negative 5 on 2 cos 2 theta plus c. So the last but one question, so before I leave the try questions for you to solve it yourself in your convenient time, let's look at the questions. 7 sec square 4t dt. 7 sec square 4t dt. So this question, when you get it this way, is the same thing, referring to the standard integrals that we discussed above. You can refer to those standard integrals. As I said, when you differentiate whatever is in the brackets, you divide, and then you refer to the standard integrals to integrate the sec square x. So when you do that, we are going to get 7, and when I differentiate 40, I'm going to get 4. So I'm going to divide it to be 1 over 4. And then when I look at the standard integral that we discussed above, the integration of sec square 4t will be tan 4t, and therefore I'm going to get tan 4t. So in combination, I'm going to get 7 over 4 tan 4t plus c. So let's look at our last but one question, our last question. The last question is the integral of, or 3 times the integral of cosec square 2 theta d theta. Cosec square 2 theta d theta. The same thing applies as we did to the 7. Refer to the standard integral, but as we are doing, differentiate whatever is in the bracket and divide instead of multiplying. So now we are going to get 3 times 1 over 2, because when I differentiate 2 theta, I get 2. And then referring to the standard integral, cosec square theta or 2 theta, it cots 2 theta, and therefore cot 2 theta. And then don't forget plus c, and therefore our final answer is 3 over 2, which is negative. Sorry, the integral of cosec square 2 theta is a negative of it, so don't forget to bring as well. So negative 3 over 2 cot 2 theta plus c. So this is the solution for this simple questions. And then I'll leave this trial questions for you to try. Try your hands on it. The first one is integral of 4 dx. The next one integral of 7x dx. The integral of 2 square root of x power 3 dx. The d is integral of 1 over 4 multiplied by the 4th root of x power 5 dx. And then the e is 5 integral of cot 2t cosec 2t dt. And then the f is 4 over 3 sec 4t tan 4t dt. And the last one, the g, it's 2 plus 3x all squared over square root of x dx. So please do well and get time to solve these questions. The more you practice, the more you become perfect. Thank you, and see you in my next video.